What is up, world? Welcome back. Charge the Game podcast, and Zion Williamson has been accused of the unthinkable. There have been R-word allegations against Zion Williamson, and this story is insane, man. It is crazy. Well, guys, we get about 10 to 15 of these R-word and abuse by ex-girlfriend allegations every season, it seems like, from sports from all over, basketball, football, you name it. Pelican star Zion Williamson accused of the R-word and abuse by ex-girlfriend in lawsuit. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not read this report, but I can tell you guys, when people want things out there, they leak them on purpose. Most teams deal with these things on the weekly, monthly basis, and they don't let it get out. And I'm telling you guys, if they if this organization really wanted to protect Zion Williamson, they would have handled this behind closed doors. What I do believe, guys, I believe that they want some type of leverage to move off of Zion Williamson, not just because of this lawsuit, but you guys know he has not had the best reputation when it comes to his diet. We know that he was doing things with adult film actresses off the court that made a lot of headlines. He's out here getting multiple women pregnant. You know, he's doing his thing. He's a young kid with millions and millions of dollars. I don't expect anything less from these athletes. They are not trained on how to avoid some of the circumstances that they find themselves in. Again, guys, this is alleged, guys, and I'm quite sure it's going to be some type of hush money involved here. But Zion Williamson has not been good for the Pelicans. Zion Williamson is always sidelined with injury, and on top of that, the guy isn't consistent enough. He has not looked like the #1 overall pick for some time, and I am not trying to demean or tear down his character, but the truth of the matter is Zion Williamson has been taking his NBA career for granted, if you ask me. Now, guys, this does say content warning. This article contains descriptions of alleged R-word and abuse. New Orleans Pelicans forward Zion Williamson has been accused of RAPE in a lawsuit filed by a woman claiming to be Williamson's former girlfriend. The lawsuit, which was filed to the Los Angeles Superior Court on Thursday, accuses Williamson of 2 instances of rape as well as continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior. Because this is a civil complaint, no criminal charges have been filed. The woman, who is listed in the lawsuit as Jane Doe, says she began dating Williamson in 2018 while he was still at Duke. Two were reportedly romantically involved until June of 2023. Per the lawsuit, Doe detailed 2 instances of alleged RAPE in the lawsuit, the first of which reportedly occurred in September 2020. Doe claimed she was taken to Williamson's house in Beverly Hills, but Williamson was not present at first. When Williamson returned late in the evening, he demanded sex with Doe after Doe refused. Williamson allegedly pinned Doe down, held her hands behind her back, and raped her. Jesus, hold the wheel, Zion Williamson. Woo! What detail. This is bad. Allegedly, guys, if this is true, this is very, very bad. Now, my thing is, I wonder why it takes so long for these Jane Does to come out. Why don't you immediately call 911? I mean, it does sound terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't understand. I know that this is a very sensitive subject, and a lot of women have gone through this. I do have a daughter, so I don't want to, take this lightly. I truly believe, guys, if Zion Williamson is guilty of this, the NBA is going to have to do something. But on the other hand, why now? It is now almost June 2025, and this apparently happened in June 2023. Maybe she felt nervous. Maybe she felt afraid. Maybe she felt like Zion Williamson would find her and do something. He's rich, more money, more power. Maybe you can do something, but still, at the end of the day, if you ended up going to the court of law anyway, why? I can only ask, guys, why did you not do it right there on the spot? Why did you allow this to happen? Could it be because this guy is super successful and it was a sustained lifestyle for a while? Could it be because you saw, which I think a lot of women see with Deshaun Watson and Tony Bugsby, all of his clients, man, they get paid pretty well. Shannon Sharp, his situation, these females are going to get paid pretty well. And I know that Tony Busby has to be somewhere around this lawsuit. Seriously, he's going to take down all of these athletes. But nonetheless, man, it's just a bad look with Zion Williamson, because it's not the Zion Williamson, like what he's become is not what the Pelicans thought they were going to get. Again, guys, look at this moment here, the NBA draft 2019, and just look at Zion Williamson, who in this moment probably did not see his NBA journey being where it is now and the stuff that he's found himself in. But let us walk down memory lane, shall we?
But you've been waiting for this moment since you were 5. How would you describe being the #1 overall pick in this draft?
I mean, my mom sacrificed a lot for me. I wouldn't be here without my mom. She did everything for me. I just want to thank her.
And then you fast forward to where you are now. You're fortunate enough, Zion Williamson, whether you're guilty or not, man. I don't know what more wake-up calls you need, but if you do need any wake-up calls, look at that moment from the draft. Look at that moment where, you had a face full of tears and you made your mom so proud, based off of what has transpired with Zion Williamson over the last few years or the last few seasons. It seems like Zion Williamson has lost his purpose, and he's taken for granted the very thing that has changed his family's dynamic. Back to the story, guys, because it does get more interesting, as this is the second instance of rape allegedly occurred a month later. Williamson reportedly became angry with Doe after he said she wanted to visit a friend in San Diego. Williamson allegedly starting throwing items before tossing Doe on the floor and raping her. What the hell? Zion, man. Please don't let this be true, man. Williamson reportedly then took Doe's phone and laptop so she could not report the incident. Well, I guess that answers my question on why she didn't contact the police or the authorities at the time. See, that's why you always have to have more context if this is true. Man, this is diabolical, man. Zion Williamson, dude. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. For this type of information to be out here in this report, I mean, I'm quite sure the New Orleans Pelicans are at this point, they're going to move off of Zion Williamson. I don't know if this violates any stipulations within his contract, because all we know is the fat clause was in that contract, guys. And apparently, guys, he did lose weight, but it took him a little minute. This here, guys, is going to make sure that Zion Williamson does not have the trade value that he may think he have. And this thing is going to continuously, guys, this thing is going to get very, very ugly before it's all said and done, unless he's able to come to some sort of agreement. And obviously, guys, pay this Jane Doe off. I'm sure at the end of the day, money solves all in this situation. Williamson is also accused of threatening to have his security guard shoot the woman in the head and sending his security guard after Doe's parents. Williamson reportedly performed those actions multiple times between 2020 and 2023. Per the lawsuit, Williamson was also accused of monitoring Doe's location at all times and going through her personal belongings without permission. Pelicans deferred all comments to Williams' legal team. Seems like Zion Williamson has a completely different side to him, which we all do, but this is diabolical, man. Forcing her on the ground, going through her stuff, allegedly, guys, if this is true. Stalking her home, and you're doing the worst by threatening her parents. So maybe this is another reason why she didn't want to go to the authorities, but maybe she just feels like her parents have her back now. Maybe she has the courage to come out here and, press these charges against these allegations, man. This is a terrible look for Zion Williamson, and him and his legal team definitely need to get this thing under control as fast as possible. I mean, because once the NBA starts to investigate, they're going to take matters into their own hands. And if I'm Zion Williamson, I don't want it to even get to that point. Now, it does say here that Williamson legal team released a statement Friday denying the allegations and accusing the woman of trying to exploit a professional athlete, which is normal, It added that Williamson and Doe engaged in consensual casual relationship. Okay. Sounds a lot like the Shannon Sharp situation. The statement said Williamson reported the woman's extortion attempts to law enforcement and intends to file a counterclaim. Now, Zion Williamson's legal team did the right thing by releasing these statements because, of course, the first thing you want to do is clear your name up. You definitely want to put it out there right away, okay? Because you don't want these type of allegations tied to your name in any shape, fashion, or form, because it's just a very bad look, man. And it seems like, guys, going into the off season, Zion Williamson over the past few seasons keeps finding himself in turmoil with women. And I believe, guys, that these athletes, man, they making millions and millions of dollars off of a shoe. I mean, the endorsements, let alone the NBA contract is already pretty up there, man. But, you know, being a max player, making this money, man, I'm not saying it's all about money, but money does make you feel untouchable. We see this with a lot of people in sports. You see it with the P. Diddy situation. These young men need to do a better job of protecting themselves, man. Get you guys a girlfriend, man. I can't tell you how to live your life. Scratch that, man. Because if I was young and I was that age, who knows what I would be doing? Seriously, who knows? But one can only take heed to advice, listen, and act upon it. Because right now, man, the New Orleans Pelicans are probably most likely going to move off of Zion Williamson. They're going to let this be someone else's problem. And we know that Zion Williamson has been trying to get removed from the Pelicans for a while. He doesn't like the city. He doesn't like the organization. He clearly loves the food. And that's just what it is right now, man. Heart goes out to both people in this situation because I don't believe in believing the people. We have to go with the evidence. So that is the only thing that matters, guys. Whether this Jane Doe is telling the truth, whether Zion Williamson is telling the truth, we got to sit back and just wait, guys, because this may be the first of many women who come out. You already know how it goes, guys. One lady comes out, then they all come out, right? But stay tuned, guys, and let me know what you guys think. Drop those comments in the comment section. How do you guys feel about Zion Williamson and this situation he's found himself in? I'm quite sure it's a good thing it's the weekend. Hopefully, the major sport networks aren't trying to balloon this thing up. But who knows, guys? As soon as Monday comes and you still have people like Stephen A. Smith, who's probably going to talk about this on this show. Let's just stay tuned and see how this story unfolds. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't. It certainly helps the channel go a long way. Make sure you also like, share, hit that notification bell for more future content. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.